Hello everybody, welcome back. You're watching Sport Federation TV, where of course every week we take a look with what's happening in the world of sport in the Western Cape. All our various sport codes across the districts, and of course we focus on the sport codes that are registered with the SASCOC Sport Structures and the Western Cape Provincial Sport Confederation. Well, of course you will know that equestrian sport is one of our big sport codes. They've got multiple codes within the equestrian sport, or shall we say the horsey space. In studio with me now is Daniel Moore. He's a Western Cape show jumper and recently won the Western Cape Show Jumping Championships. Is that right, Daniel?
Yes, within the under 25 age category.
Under 25. How long have you been doing show jumping?
I started riding when I was 4, so that just under 20 years.
20 years? So tell me a little bit about what it means. How do you get to the level that you participate in?
It's been one of my passions. I've been working hard towards my goals pretty much my whole life. I'm focused on show jumping specifically for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
And then,
So how does a week look for you in terms of preparing and training? What does a typical show jumping preparation look like for you?
I usually work my horse 6 days a week, consisting of 2 lessons with my coach in the arena, which consists of flat work and jumping as practice. And then in between days, I usually go on out rides, so kind of fitness work, but not in an arena, to keep their minds fresh, and sometimes lunge in between.
Tell us a little bit about what is flat work. When you say flat work and out rides, what is
an out ride is not work in the arena. So I stable on a wine farm, so we ride around the farm.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's more enjoyable and keeps the horse's mind happy, which is quite important. Flat work is riding in an arena, basically not over jumps.
Okay.
So there's quite a lot of strength work that can be done in that way.
Yeah.
Without the concussion on their joints of jumping.
Right. So is that something that you guys have to think about from? We always think of the athlete. The athlete has to sleep, and you have to go to gym and nutrition and keep yourself conditioned. But is that a big factor for you guys? Is thinking about the horse?
Yes, I'd say as much as normal athletes need to keep fit. In my case, it's show jumping.
Yeah.
That it's both the rider and the horse that need to be kept fit and in good condition.
Do you have to think about? What they're eating? Do you have to think about if a horse is sleeping?
Yes, generally they sleep. That's not a major issue for us.
Yeah.
But dietary requirements are quite specific.
Yeah.
He certainly has a more structured diet than I do.
So for yourself then, do you, in addition to the actual training within the space that you specialize in, do you also have to think about your own sleep, your own gym work?
I have been doing specific gym training.
Yeah.
Focused on the muscles that I use the most for show jumping.
Right.
And then my sleep, I get as much sleep as I need for varsity.
You mentioned that you've got a coach that you have to work with. How does that work from a coaching perspective? When you do so much work on the horse and you're on your own and you're away from the coach where you can't necessarily hear what they're saying, how does coaching work between coach and horse and rider?
I've had the same coach for 15 years now, so I know what she's looking for. So on the days I'm not having lessons, I can very much keep up the correct work, but it's very important to have the lessons that they can tweak and make sure I'm still on the correct track.
Yeah.
Specifically for jumping, I tend not to jump on my own. I jump with my coach to make sure things are done correctly.
Right. Do you ever work with other teammates? Do you guys have a team of riders in the Western Cape, or is it a very solo sport?
I know all of the other riders. We tend not to work together.
Yeah.
Some riders prefer riding within their friend groups. I'm quite independent. I'm not overly social, so I'm happy to do it by myself. Obviously within my team of coaches, vets, farriers, stable managers.
How often do you get to compete? You've got, obviously this one was the Western Cape Show Jumping Championships. How often do you guys actually compete?
I usually aim for 2 competitions a month. It's been slightly less this year due to varsity, but they're competitions almost every week in the Western Cape. 2
competitions a week? Is that something?
2 a month.
2 a month. Yeah. Two a month. So is that something from a recovery point of view? Is that something from a horse athlete point of view you have to be concerned about, or is 2 weeks enough?
Very much balancing kind of the exposure or the experience and recovery for the horse. Their joints take a lot of strain on landing, so you try not to over jump them.
Right. So it seems to me animal welfare is a big role, a very important element for you guys.
Very much so. And if the kind of controlling bodies that run shows are becoming more aware and putting more structures in place to monitor horse welfare.
Yeah. So we've got you brought your trophy in with us. Let's have a look at that. We have to. Let's see there. Let me see if I can get my hands on it. Right, folks. This is Daniel's trophy. You can see here as the Western Cape Show Jumping Champion. Western Cape Open Young Rider Show Jumping Champion. It looks to me, I see there's a few dates on this here. It looks to me like this is a floating trophy.
Yes.
Yeah, so do you have to give it back to them?
I had to get special permission to bring it here. We
really?
hand it back like 10 minutes after it's awarded so that the committee can keep it in good condition.
So we're quite privileged to have this then, isn't it? I've got to be very careful with this trophy now. But amazing trophy, and you can see this goes back quite a few years here with a few other people that have obviously won it before you. Tell us a little bit about the championships. You held it at the Constantia Valley Riding Club, is
That's
that right?
right, yeah.
Yeah. How many athletes, how does the day look on a competition day?
Yeah, so for this specific competition, the championship class, they run it over 2 rounds. The first round consisting of, I think it was 12 jumps. And then the second round, and they just based the winner on their cumulative score.
Yeah.
There were unfortunately only 2 riders this year. It clashed with a show in Joburg that many riders chose to go to. Yeah. And then of the remaining riders, I'm not sure why, but some of them scratched. So on the day, there was only 1 other rider.
Okay.
It was unfortunate.
What comes next for you guys now from a competition point of view? Because I think if I understand it correctly, you qualified at provincial level. That makes you eligible for national competitions, international competitions. What does the pipeline look like for you?
For me, I've got 1 competition left this year, and then generally over December, there are fewer competitions.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be competing much longer. I've got to go work, and I won't have time to ride.
Yeah.
But for the other riders, they'll restart their show season probably towards the end of January next year.
From if there are kids and moms and dads that are watching this now, you've been doing equestrian sports for a long time. Is it something that you advise kids to get involved in? They're obviously watching the show now. They see you as a role model, someone that has achieved success. Is it something that you would recommend for kids to get involved in?
I think so, especially if they want to work with the horse. That's, I think, what attracted me to it in the first place.
Yeah.
It's always nice to win, but that's not the reason you'd want to get into it, because it's not always easy.
Yeah. What do you need if you want to get started? Must you have a horse? Can you join a club where you can maybe share a horse? Or?
Yeah, there are lots of sort of riding schools where you can book an hour slot each week and go and learn how to ride. That's how I started off. Yeah.
Is there someone who will obviously guide you and teach you about how to work with a horse and how to get involved with the animal itself?
There would be if you choose someone, like a good person to teach you. So it's quite important when you begin that you choose a good riding school, or at least a good instructor, someone to guide you.
Daniel Moore, congratulations. You are the Western Cape show jumping champion. I'm going to hand the trophy back to you now. So there you go.
Thank you.
We're going to do that very carefully. Congratulations. And I'm sure that everybody's very jealous of your trophy. and we can't wait to see what comes next.
Thank you.
There we go, folks. Daniel Moore, what a fantastic opportunity to have him in studio with us. Western Cape show jumping champion. And that fantastic trophy as part of the equestrian sports structure. Folks, we're going to carry on talking about more sport in the province. Of course, still coming up. We'll be catching up with the guys from kickboxing and a number of other sport codes, including cycling. Of course, at the moment, it is the sport awards happening across the province. Don't go away. We'll see you after the break.